Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Simple English Talks. I'm so happy you're here with us today. Wherever you are in the world right now, thank you for spending this time with us.
Hey, great to be here. I was just thinking, do you remember the very first time you tried to speak English to a real person? Not a teacher, not a classmate, a real stranger.
Oh, don't even ask me that. It was a total disaster. I tried to say, "Can I have a coffee, please?" And what came out was something like, "I want one coffee for me." The person looked so confused.
Ha, that's actually perfect because today's topic is exactly that. The first English conversation you ever had and what went wrong. And we're combining it with something really practical, parent-teacher conference phrases.
That's right. So many parents have told us that a parent-teacher conference feels just like that very first scary English conversation. You freeze, you forget words, you smile and nod even when you don't understand.
By the end of today's episode, you'll know the exact phrases to use at a parent-teacher conference, and we'll share some funny, real first conversation stories along the way to make you feel less alone.
We'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what was your first English conversation? Was it smooth or was it a beautiful disaster? Write it below. We seriously love reading your stories.
And if you haven't subscribed to Simple English Talks yet, please hit that button right now. Okay, let's start with how it all begins, walking into that room and saying hello.
Let's think about that moment. You walk into the parent-teacher conference room. The teacher looks up and smiles. Your heart is beating fast, and you have to say something. What do you say?
This is exactly what happened to my friend Anna. Her son's first week of school, she walked in for a conference and completely blanked. She just said, "Hello, I am the mother." That was it, just the mother.
That's so relatable. She wasn't wrong. She is the mother. But of course, there's a more natural way to say it. Let's look at the basic formula. You say, "Hi, I'm name. I'm child's names, mom, dad, guardian." 3 pieces of information. Simple.
Here are 3 examples you can actually use. Number 1, good afternoon, I'm Maria. I'm Sophia's mom. It's so nice to meet you. Number 2, hello, I'm Mr. Park. I'm James's father. Thank you for having me. Number 3, hi there, I'm Rosa. I'm the guardian of Tommy. I'm really glad we could sit down today.
Notice each one has a greeting, a name, a connection to the child, and a warm closing phrase. That last part, "It's nice to meet you," or "Thank you for having me," makes you sound confident and friendly even if you're nervous inside.
Now, what if you arrive and no one greets you? You might need to speak first. Try, "Excuse me, are you Miss Johnson? I have an appointment at 2 o'clock." Or, "Hi, I'm here for the parent-teacher conference. My daughter is Lena in your class."
You can also say something warm right away. "Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. I know teachers are very busy." That one line immediately creates a good feeling. Teachers genuinely appreciate it.
And here's something important. If you forget the teacher's name, just say, "I'm so sorry. Could you remind me of your name?" It's completely normal. It happens all the time. No one minds at all. Can you try introducing yourself right now? Pause, say your name and your child's name out loud. Go on, we'll wait.
What if you don't have a child yet, or you're practicing for the future? That's fine too. Just practice with any name. The structure is the same. Hi, I'm name. I'm name's parent. Easy as that.
So remember, greet warmly, say your name, connect to your child, and add a kind closing phrase. 3 seconds and you've already made a great first impression. Let's move on to the part most parents find hardest, asking about how the child is doing.
Okay, so here's where it gets real. You've introduced yourself, the teacher smiles, and then there's a pause. And in that pause, your brain goes completely empty. Sound familiar?
It sounds exactly like my first real English conversation. I was at a bank trying to ask about opening an account and I forgot the word account. I just said, I want a money place. The teller looked at me like I had two heads.
That's the thing. When we're nervous, even words we know disappear. So the trick is to prepare just a few simple, powerful questions before you go into the conference. Let's look at what you actually need to ask.
There are three main things every parent wants to know. First, how is my child doing in class, academically? Second, how is my child behaving? Third, how is my child getting along with other kids? And there are perfect phrases for each one.
For academics, try these. How is my son doing in your class? Or can you tell me about my daughter's progress this year? Or is she keeping up with the rest of the class? That phrase, keeping up, means is she at the same level, not falling behind.
For behavior, you can ask, does he pay attention in class? Or are there any concerns about his behavior? Or is she respectful to you and to other students? These are gentle, open questions that invite the teacher to share honestly.
For social skills, does she get along well with the other kids? Or does he have friends in the class? Or is she comfortable participating in activities? When you ask about the social side, teachers see that you care about the whole child.
Now let's compare formal and informal. Formal, could you describe my child's academic performance this term? Informal, so how's he doing overall? Both are correct. In a conference, you can mix them, start a little more formally, then relax as the conversation goes on.
Here's a tip from my own experience. Write down 2 or 3 questions on a small piece of paper before you go in. Nobody thinks that's strange. Actually, teachers love it. It shows you're prepared and you care. If you blank, just look at your paper.
Let's do a quick practice. Tell me, how would you ask, is my child getting along with other students? Try saying it out loud before I check. Ready? Great. And now, is he keeping up with the class? Write your version in the comments. We want to see how you practiced.
3 golden steps for asking questions. First, listen fully before you respond. Don't interrupt. Second, ask follow-up questions if you don't understand. Third, take quick notes so you remember what was said.
Perfect. We've covered greetings and asking questions. Now, let's talk about the most emotionally tricky part. What happens when the teacher says something worrying or when you need to bring up a concern? Main teaching section 3, discussing problems and asking for help.
All right, so imagine this. You're sitting in the conference feeling pretty good. And then the teacher says, I've noticed your son has been struggling a bit lately, and your stomach drops. What do you say?
This is the moment where a lot of parents either go completely silent or get defensive. Both reactions are totally understandable, but there are better ways to respond that keep the conversation helpful and positive.
The best response when a teacher brings up a problem has 3 parts. Acknowledge what they said, thank them for telling you, and ask what you can do. Let's put that together. Thank you for telling me. I wasn't aware of that. What do you think we should do to help him?
That phrase, what do you think we should do, is magic. The word we tells the teacher, I'm on your team. I'm not going to argue with you. I want to solve this together. Teachers respond so much better when they hear that word.
Here are some other great responses to a teacher's concern. I appreciate you being honest with me. I'll talk to her about this at home. Or, oh, I've noticed something similar at home too. Can you recommend any activities to help? Or, I didn't know that was happening. Can you tell me more?
Now, what if you want to bring up a concern? That's actually harder for a lot of parents. They worry about sounding like a complaining parent. But teachers want to hear from you. You just need the right framing.
Try these phrases to bring up your own concern. I wanted to mention something. My daughter has been feeling a little anxious about school lately. Or, he's been saying he doesn't enjoy lunchtime. Is everything okay socially? Or, I'm a little worried about her confidence in math. Have you noticed anything?
All of these use soft, curious language. You're not accusing anyone. You're saying, I noticed something. I'm worried. Can we talk about it? That's a completely different energy from why is my child unhappy?
Let's do a mini role play. I'll be the teacher, you be the parent. Teacher, your son has been having some trouble focusing during lessons lately. How do you respond? Think about it for a second.
Here's a great answer. Oh, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Has anything specific been triggering this? And is there something I can do at home to support him? Perfect. Calm, grateful, curious, and collaborative. Say that out loud right now. Pause and practice it. You've got this.
The formula for discussing problems: stay calm, say thank you, ask what you can do together. That's it. Let's move on to the most fun section: common mistakes. Okay, now we're going to talk about common mistakes in parent-teacher conference English. And I promise, every single one of these mistakes I've either made myself or heard from someone I know. So you're in good company.
Mistake number 1. Sounding too direct, which accidentally comes across as rude. For example, tell me my child's grade. That sounds like a demand. Instead, say, could you tell me how she's been doing grade-wise? The meaning is the same, but the feeling is completely different.
Why does this happen? In many languages and cultures, being very direct is totally normal and polite. But in English, especially in school settings, adding could you, would you mind, or I was wondering softens the request significantly. It's not weakness, it's just the cultural style.
Mistake number 2. Wrong grammar in questions. A really common one is, how my child does in class. That's incorrect. The correct form is, how does my child do in class, or how is my child doing in class? Remember, in English questions, the helper verb comes before the subject.
Think of it like a little flip. In a statement, my child is doing well. In a question, you flip. Is my child doing well? Practice that flip. Can you try, my child has friends in class. Now flip it into a question. Say it out loud.
Mistake number 3. Forgetting to close the meeting politely. Some parents get all their information and then just stand up and leave. But the ending of a conference matters a lot. Say, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate everything you do for my child. That leaves a lasting impression.
Mistake number 4. Nodding and smiling when you don't understand. We've all done it, but it doesn't help you or your child. Instead, say, I'm sorry, could you say that again a little more slowly? Or, could you explain what that means? Teachers respect parents who ask for clarification. It shows you're engaged.
And here's the most important thing. Making mistakes in English is not a failure. It's proof that you're trying. Every awkward sentence, every word you forgot, every moment you smiled and nodded, that's you being brave. That's something to be proud of, not embarrassed by. Drop a comment if you agree.
Interactive practice. Welcome to our favorite part, interactive practice. We're going to play Choose the Better Sentence. I'll give you a situation and 2 choices, and you say the better one out loud before the explanation. Let's go.
Speak your answer out loud before I explain. Your brain learns faster when your mouth is moving.
Situation 1. You arrive for the conference and see the teacher. Option A, I am here. I am the parent of a student. Option B, hi, I'm Mia. I'm Lucas's mom. So nice to finally meet you. Which one?
Option B is the winner. It's warm, personal, and natural. Option A is technically correct, but sounds stiff and robotic, like a robot announcing itself. Real conversations sound like option B.
Situation 2. You want to know if your son has friends. Option A, does my son have friends? Option B, does he seem to get along well with the other kids in class? Which one sounds more natural?
Option B is the winner. It's softer and more specific. Option A isn't wrong, but it sounds blunt. The phrase get along well with is exactly what teachers use, so it also shows you speak natural English.
Situation 3. The teacher says your daughter sometimes doesn't finish her homework. Option A, that's not true. She always does her homework at home. Option B, oh, I didn't realize that. I'll check in with her more carefully. What do you suggest? Which one?
Option B, even if you're surprised, stay calm and open first. Option A might feel defensive to the teacher, which makes the conversation harder. Option B keeps the door open for real problem solving.
Situation 4. The conference is ending. Option A, okay, thank you, goodbye. Option B, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your honesty, and I'll work on these things at home. Have a great rest of your day. Which one?
Option B by a mile. Option A is technically fine, but option B leaves the teacher with a great impression of you. And that matters for how they see and treat your child going forward. Now write your own closing sentence in the comments. How would you end the conference?
What an episode! We covered so much today, and I hope you're feeling much more ready for your next parent-teacher conference, or honestly, for any nervous English conversation you have coming up.
Let's review the 3 big areas. First, greeting and introducing yourself. Say your name, your child's name, and add a warm phrase like, "Thank you for meeting with me." Second, asking about your child's progress. Use kind, open questions about academics, behavior, and friendships. Third, discussing problems. Stay calm, use the word we, thank the teacher, and ask what you can do together.
And remember the thread running through this whole episode? Your first English conversation might have been a disaster. That's okay. Every confident English speaker you've ever met once had their own "I am the mother" moment. You grow through those moments, not around them.
Here's our question for you to think about. Now that you know these phrases, which one are you most excited to use? Is it the introduction, one of the questions, or the polite closing? Tell us in the comments. We really do read every single one.
If this episode helped you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps Simple English Talks reach more learners like you. Share it with a parent friend who might need these phrases. And subscribe right now if you haven't already. We come out with new episodes regularly, and every single one is made just for you.
You are braver than you think. Every time you open your mouth and try in English, you're doing something amazing. We're cheering for you, always. Take care of yourselves, keep practicing, and we'll see you next time.